following is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com. This live video stream is made possible in part by WLCN's live stream technology sponsor, Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, and online at merealty.com.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Viewpoint on 96.3 FM WLCN. Today we have Logan County's very own McEntire family with us from McEntire's Home Appliances. We have Ron McEntire and Carie Groves, and you guys are an icon staple of the community, been in business for 31 years and still going strong. So thank you for coming up to the Radio Ranch. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Before we dive into the business, I know your granddaughter, Dave and Melanie's daughter, Haley, she is down getting ready to, or has been actually helping with people with evacuations in Florida with Milton coming in. A special shout out, kudos to our linemen, the paramedics, the EMTs, the first responders, all of them for doing this. So, thank you to, sharing your granddaughter, your family with them, so, and to her team. So that's wonderful. When did she get, I guess you can say, deployed or leave to go down there?
Just a couple of days ago. She just started working at Springfield as an EMT, and I'm not sure how it came down, but they had asked for a couple people to go, two EMTs from Springfield. They met up with another two paramedics from, I think, Oklahoma, and they took, I believe, two ambulances down. They've been in St. Petersburg this last 3 days. They've evacuated a nursing home, a psychiatric hospital, and I'm not sure where they're working today, but they're staying at the Tropicana Dome right now. They have it staged for the linemen and paramedics. Hopefully some point today they'll be evacuating themselves down towards Miami. Then once the storms goes through, they'll come back up, and I believe she said they're staying for 2 weeks to help.
Wow, that is something. I mean, to go down there, and do all of that.
Yeah,
so
we're proud of her.
Yeah, and all of them. Did they take a lot of supplies with them, do you know, or what? Or do they need supplies, or?
I don't know. I'm assuming they took quite a few supplies, obviously, knowing. They only gave them an hour's notice. Once they asked, they said, hey, you want to go? She said yes. They said, go home, pack your bags,
Wow.
be back here in an hour, and we're heading out. So they didn't have a whole lot of pre-planning time,
that, yeah.
But they got the necessities, and I'm assuming, they have plenty of supplies and stuff in the ambulance and at the different hospitals down there that they can stock up and things with. So, yeah.
So are they riding along with that ambulance then from Oklahoma then, or?
I think they took one of their ambulances.
Yeah,
I think they took maybe one of their ambulances and maybe another. All I know for sure is there's 2 ambulances, 2 paramedics, and 2 EMTs. So, So Haley just turned 21 this year. So I definitely see this as going to be something that's going to become a passion of hers, is helping people. And I think this will be the first of many storm duties that she volunteers for. I think she's going to love this.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah.
Proud of her for doing all this.
Thank her for doing that.
We will.
So, and we'll be following along on Facebook. I know you guys have posted, some updates and everything, because, all of us here in Logan County either have family, friends, somehow it's touching all of our lives here.
Yeah,
So,
these next 24, 48 hours are going to be very scary for us as well as her and stuff, just praying that she stays safe and they make the right calls to evacuate in the right areas, and then when they come back for the rescues, that they're safe as well.
So forgive me, I think St. Petersburg is one of the main paths of the storm, correct?
It's a peninsula that's coming in on.
So,
Yeah.
okay.
And today it can still shift down north or south just a little bit more, and that would ease the burden of St. Petersburg and Tampa.
We're laughing, folks, because Ron told us before we went on the air, we don't say St. Pete's, we say St. Petersburg. So, anyway.
I'm trying.
No, it's all good. So, but no, to be, there. So, anyway. Well, that's wonderful. So, tell us, how did McEntire's, you guys started in 1993.
Yes.
Give us some history of McEntire's. How did it transpire? You just said, hey, today I'm going to I want to sell a refrigerator, and I want to sell a washer and dryer. So how did the family business come about?
Well, it started when I graduated from school. I went out to PPG Industries and worked with my dad for 10 years. And then they were moving to Minnesota, so I bought into a Montgomery catalog store. We had it for 2 years, and they closed us down on our grand opening because they were closing all catalog stores. So I was lucky enough to buy into the Sears catalog store. We had it for 10 years. We were doing well. They told us we needed a bigger building, so we bought the building that we're in now and closed us during the remodel because they were closing all their catalog facilities. So I was fortunate enough to land the Maytag. It's not a franchise, but it's the dealership. And we've been fortunate enough to be there for 31 years now.
Oh my gosh, that's wonderful.
Yep.
But from catalog to catalog, I mean.
And they just closed their catalog centers.
Uh-huh. Wow, that's something.
Yep.
So Carie, how did you come into play in all of this?
Well, I was working for AT&T. Actually, then it was called Cellular One. It was before it was AT&T. I was setting up the phone kiosks in the Walmarts before you actually had storefronts. And so I did a little bit of traveling and things. Well, I had ended up having Lexi, my oldest, and I didn't want to go back to work right after that. I thought I did, and then once I got her home, I was like, no, maybe I don't want to. Maybe I want to stay home a little longer. And so I just started going up and seeing Dad in the afternoons and taking, newborn Lexi with me, and I would spend a couple hours just answering the phone. I was bored. I needed to do something, and that turned into, a couple hours every other day. And then a few months later, it was longer, and then it was every day, and then it was that I just kind of made my way in and enjoyed it, was able to take her with me, so then I basically started kind of working more just part-time up there with Lexi in tow. Customers got to meet her from basically day one. They've grown up with her. She was in our commercials and stuff, and so that was a 95, so 29 years then.
Oh.
Yeah, so now I've had 2 girls that have been born and raised up there. Izzy come along 8 years later and come to work with me every single day, and so I got to have best of both worlds, raise my kids at the store, but yet work with Dad.
Be with her daddy.
And be with my daddy.
So we're going to ask the taboo question. I guess we can say, since you've been there so long, do you get to fire your dad at all throughout the day or the week or the month?
He quits every day on me. At least once every other day, he'll come back from a delivery or doing something and be like, I quit. So, I don't have to fire him, but, he comes back every single day. Dad retired, 9 years ago now?
2015.
Yeah, 9 years ago, and that's when I took over the store. And, he had plans of retirement and being home, and I don't know what he was going to do because he doesn't hunt, he doesn't fish, he doesn't golf.
So you don't fish, you don't do
no.
that,
I like mowing yards.
Mowing yards. And so retirement really didn't last too long.
Was it about a week? Did it last then, if that?
Did it? It may have lasted. He says it didn't.
Yeah, I say it didn't. She says I did.
I remember this brief time that he wasn't there, that I had to unload semis and do all of that. So I remember him being gone a little bit longer. Maybe that was just the trauma in my head of him being gone. I don't know. So yeah, I mean, we just, he's there every day. He would come up and just start tinkering on used appliances. I'm just going to come up and work on some used. Okay. Then next thing you know, I'm going on deliveries. And next thing you know, every morning he's there, and he gets to leave now. He doesn't have to stay till 5. He leaves whenever he wants to go mow a yard. As long as that yard's mine, he can leave anytime he wants.
That's the one stipulation, correct?
Exactly. You can leave, but mow mine. And he does. He mows my yard, and I appreciate it.
That's awesome. That's great. What does your wife think of this?
She loves getting me out of the house.
Okay. So it's best of both worlds.
Best
then.
of both worlds, yes.
She enjoys her retirement doing what she likes at home. She does not have that problem. But she's working down at tourism part-time just a couple days a week too, and she's loving that. But
That's wonderful.
yeah, she works at the mill.
Wonderful. So, what have you seen to be your biggest challenges that you've had to overcome, or been kind of struggling with, or is still a challenge since you've opened up? We mentioned, you've gone from, catalogs, like, because I remember as a kid growing up, the J.C. Penney and the Sears catalog came at Christmas, and we'd open it up and pick out all our, our Christmas gifts, our want lists, So we've evolved from that to the internet, and 1993 to me is not that long ago. So, but to some people may think we're older than dirt, but we're not. But what have you guys overcome, in the past 31 years, to still be, a staple in our community?
One thing, we love what we do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really a job. We just enjoy what we do. And our biggest struggle right now is getting the right merchandise in for the people, because they still have stuff from COVID that we're not able to get, like certain colors or a certain machine at a certain time, and we don't know everything behind that wall.
So that's still kind of a
It's-
hindrance, I should say.
Yeah, it's still a hindrance.
Yeah.
Kind of like
But
lingering.
we're
out
still
there.
doing very well.
Yeah.
That's the one thing about it. Being a family-owned business and, being there for our customers, we're not just a chain store who comes in and works 9 to 5 and gets a paycheck. If you're having a problem, I sell you something, you have a problem, you're calling me back, not somebody else who's going to be there, not, a salesperson or whatever. You're talking to me. So I'm going to do everything in my power to make it right. I don't want an upset customer. Somebody might be upset because something's not happening, but I'm going to do my best to fix that. And that's what Dad did before. Customers have always been number one. We do things that Whirlpool's like, we're not exchanging that washer. Okay, fine. You don't want to exchange that washer? We're exchanging that washer,
Yeah.
So, we do things that aren't in line with how things are supposed to be done because we're taking care of our customers. We'll eat something to take care of a customer. It's not, well, we can't do that because this is how it is. It's like, no, this is what we need to do to, A, take care of you, B, keep you as a customer. When it comes to like the box stores versus us, I price match every day, everything. So it doesn't matter. Box store A has this price. I'm going to price match that, but you're also going to get, our delivery, our install, our service. Service is a huge thing. We just, for the first time, actually hired a second full-time serviceman. We've had in the past where we've had a couple of guys who work kind of part-time. We've had Tim, our main serviceman, for over 25 years, and we've had a couple of guys who would work part-time Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or a few hours here and there. But we just made the step to hire a full-time second tech because right now we've lost GE that was in town that had a servicer. There was another servicer that was in town that retired that put that burden all onto us, and we did have some upset customers because service times were 2-3 weeks out or further, and that was a need we need to try to fill, and nobody understood why we were so busy, is that everybody else closed and it's now all on us, and one serviceman can't do it all. So we were able to hire a younger kid that's been servicing for a while. He's a really sweet kid, does really good work, and that's really helped. And that was just, 4 weeks ago now that he's been up there. So yeah, I think he'll eventually fit in and meld well with us. And
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So, getting back, I know there's some people that I've talked to and told them that I was going to have you on, and they said to make a shout out for them because they weren't going to be able to call in. They built a new house or they had a remodel and they weren't sure where to place stuff, and they said we would just call up McEntires and you would send somebody out, whether it be Carie or you, Ron, or somebody would go out and do measurements and talk with them, and you don't get that warm touchy feel, from a box store. And, you guys came out and, showed them brochures and showed them books and, this would look here and this is what so tell us about that process. People just don't have to walk in, do they, and shop. So
no, you've got everything we have is online on our website, so people can kind of do a little pre-planning. Yes, we love going out and looking at new builds, seeing what will fit where, what colors, what people bring part of their cabinet in and hold it in front of the different colors, and we'll pull the black stainless and stainless next to each other. Just did that yesterday, so they can see the two colors side by side with their cabinet in front, or so it's fun. I love that. I wish I could go out to more customers' houses. They get to see them when they're done. I get to see them sometimes before they start, what the kitchen's going to look like. But I always tell Dad, take pictures, bring it back. I want to see what that, what this house with these appliances look like.
And I never take pictures.
And he never does.
So that's the day you're fired, then, right?
Yes.
That's the day
I'm like,
fired.
I wanted to see that. Well, she said, call if you want to go over and see it. You can go over and see it anytime. I'm like, okay. Just thought you'd take me a picture.
So, no, but that's, that, goes a test. You guys go beyond that extra mile. So, how big of a customer base do you guys have here? Not just Logan County. You guys spread out.
Dad's always used to say, they come find us, we'll take it to them. Yeah. And he's gone up, near Chicago on a delivery?
Went to Romeoville one time on a delivery.
Yeah.
166 miles from our doorstep.
Yeah.
Yep. They were a customer from Lincoln, and they moved, and they asked me if I would deliver, and I said, where are we taking that to? And she said, Romeoville. And I said, where the is Romeoville? And she told me, I said, yeah, we'll deliver it. Uh-huh. So we actually did free delivery that day, too.
Wow.
But we go now to Springfield, to Decatur. We're getting ready to go to Morton. They price us, and we've been lower, and so they buy from us, and we deliver.
That's wonderful. That is wonderful. Well, we're going to take a quick time out, pay some bills with some commercials, and we will return, folks. We encourage you to call in with your questions, kudos. We have Ron here. If you got an appliance question, he'll try to dissect it, hopefully. But we'll return in a couple of minutes.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Culver's, home of the Butterburger, 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Whether you're buying or selling your home, the brokers of Me Realty will work with you to get the deal done. As one of Central Illinois' top producing offices for decades, Me Realty has the experience to guide you through the process. You want results? Call the brokers of Me Realty at 217-735-5424, stop by the office at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, or check out local listings online at merealty.com. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center makes an impact locally and beyond through a wide range of events, ministries, and outreaches. Pastors Steve and Debbie Owens invite you to worship Sunday mornings at 10:30 and attend Wednesday night Bible studies at 6:30. Connect with FGEC online, follow them on Facebook, download their app, and visit their new website at myfgec.org with live YouTube video streams as well as recordings of services and special events. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, 304 North McLean Street in Lincoln.
An accident or injury can happen any day. If you're living without health insurance, now is the time to find a health insurance plan to protect you and your family. New, low-cost plans cover doctor's visits, hospital stays, prescriptions, preventative care, and more. And you could get a tax credit to help you afford insurance. So call me, Dara Entwistle, 217-737-7581 to help you find a plan that's right for you.
Hello, Lincoln and Logan County. This is Chris Grau from Grau Chevrolet Buick in Lincoln. When it comes time to choose someone to repair your car, truck, or SUV, Don't you think you'd feel more comfortable working with the local people you know and trust? Our team in service, parts, and detail have the tools, training, and knowledge that will get your repairs done quickly with less downtime and at the right price. Call the local pros at 217-735-4444 at Grouse Chevrolet Buick on North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln.
Hi, welcome back to 96.3 Viewpoint. We have Ron McEntire, Carie Groves from McEntire's Home Appliances right in downtown Lincoln. And folks, call in if you want, 217-648-5510. Before we get in and kind of highlight and talk about Carie and her awesome award that she won, kind of wanted to touch base. On your website, you do have a tab there that says used appliances. So do people say, hey, you know what? I don't like this washer or dryer, I want to trade it in. So do you have that happen a lot or not? Or how about you do get used appliances too?
We do.
So
we usually don't do trade-ins, we do rebuilds.
Okay.
Because we never know what that trade-in is going to be. Unfortunately, a lot of people say this one works fine and we make a trade in something and it doesn't work. So we got a kind of a policy, we don't take trade-ins, but we do take them away at no charge.
Okay. And then you just, if
And
it's
then
salvageable, rebuild.
Yep,
then
we
you can
rebuild,
do that.
otherwise we just scrap it.
Got it. Wonderful. So, Carie, you won Maytag Dealer of the Year. Congratulations. That
Thank you.
is beyond amazing. Tell us about it. How does that process work? A little bit about that award.
Well, so Maytag dealers, independent dealers, are in what they call buy groups, and there's 2 or 3 different buy groups, and they're basically your backing power. So where if I wasn't in a buy group, it'd be me going to Whirlpool for pricing or for this and that. In a buy group, you now have 1,000 dealers together that's going to Whirlpool, so you can negotiate things, rebates, things for the customers, pricing, sales, and stuff like that. And so within this buy group, it's divided into different territories. I'm in the Whirlpool exclusive, which is the Maytag channel. And what that means is I only sell Whirlpool branded appliances. Maytag, Whirlpool, Amana, and KitchenAid. And then there's other dealers who are multi-line. They sell all of them. So within my category of just exclusive, they choose a dealer each year and is awarded the Dealer of the Year. And that happened to be me this year. I was very excited. I got to go to Dallas, be presented the award and everything. So for a store my size to compete for Dealer of the Year against stores that are triple, quadruple my size is huge, and there's a lot of factors that they base it on, not just how well your store is doing, but how involved you are in the store or in the channel, what you do on a daily for your customers, for Whirlpool, things like that. I'm also on the Maytag Channel Council, so there's four of us currently. We have 2 more coming on board, but we represent over 250 Whirlpool exclusive dealers. So they all have their reps, but if they have an issue or problem, then they come to one of us. We actually take that directly to Whirlpool. So me being on the Whirlpool Council, and once again being a small store and getting to step up on the council, I was the first woman to ever step onto the council.
Congratulations.
In this history of Brand Source. So that was my first exciting stuff 2 years ago, was a woman being on the council, stepping up with the guys. And then so between that and the work at the store and everything, that just put me as a candidate for the Dealer of the Year.
Dealer Award.
Yeah.
That is
So that was
And Ron
really
and
exciting.
Dad taught you everything.
He taught me absolutely
Everything.
everything. I know. So me and Dad have worked now together for 29 years, and I don't know that a lot of people could work with their fathers.
Or their daughter.
But we do it, and it really is really, really great. I mean, I've enjoyed it when he was off or he is gone. It's like, Dad, hurry up, come back. And I was on vacation last week in St. Lucia, and he was ready for me to be back. I don't know, though, I miss him when he's gone. He misses me running the store when I'm gone. It's a difference.
It's a different type
I'm
of
missing
missing.
Dad just being there at the store with me. He just wants me to come back to take the reins. So I don't know if he misses me as much. But no, I mean, we love working together, and it's right. We love saying
Yeah,
yes.
you do.
Say we do. Okay.
When I'm not fired.
He may be today. We'll see. He
After
may
the
quit
show,
after
he may be
this.
done,
Yeah,
yeah.
he may not even show up for work today. He's got to at least take me back to work.
Well, now wait a minute. In his defense, when did you tell him he was going to come on the air on the show?
Well, let's see. You told me a week or so ago. So
Well, I didn't tell you. I
told-
lovingly asked you.
Yeah, something like that. And then, so let's see. When was it I told you? Oh, last night at 9 o'clock?
Yes.
When I saw Dara's Facebook page, and I went, oh crap,
whoops.
I told her I would do this. In my defense, you contacted me when I was in St. Lucia at the piano bar.
Well, you know, I mean, but I did remind you the day after, but you were still at the
I
piano
was still
bar.
back at the piano bar. So, yeah, so it was last night
Enjoying
when
your
I...
award and your well-earned trip.
Exactly.
You know,
So
that they
yes,
gave you,
I
so
had
yeah.
to call him last night and be like, Daddy? And if I need something or want something, he's in the back room. I always walk back and I always say, Daddy! And he's always like, I'm not here, because he knows that's followed with, I need this, or can you do this? Yeah, no, if I just say, hey, Dad, it's okay. But if I yell, Daddy,
I'm in trouble.
yep. He knows I just committed him to something.
So, you mentioned you got KitchenAid and I forgot what other appliances.
KitchenAid, Maytag, Whirlpool, and Amana are all owned by the Whirlpool Corporation.
That's wonderful. That's great. So I know you said there's still some things, some hiccups from 2020. Are they pretty much over some of those hiccups and logistics and issues
Logistics
now?
are over, but they cut part of the catalog of what the appliances you could order, sizes, colors, and tried to take it from like 1,500 units that you used to be able to order down to about 1,000. So there's still things that we wish we could get that were, 33-inch refrigerators with water and ice in the door and black stainless or something is one. They're slowly reintroducing some of those things.
Are they
but-
going more high tech, I guess you can say, for your refrigerators? You've seen people, it's got your grocery list on the door or something?
Yeah, so far, luckily, Whirlpool, them have not gone to that. They work more on the appliances and not the
that high tech
showing off high-tech stuff.
Because
yeah.
to me, that looks like that's the first thing that would kind of break at my house,
Yeah.
possibly. So
I'm really not looking forward to that. Maybe, let some of these other brands do it, fail, learn from them, and then come out with something. But, Whirlpool, KitchenAid and stuff, they're innovators in a lot of the products. Amana, I think, is one of the first bottom freezers. You had, of course, the commercial or the ringer washers from Maytag that were, so, they've been around. Front loads, they started out with the Neptune, wasn't the most impressive thing to start off, but it got better a lot quicker, and I've loved the front loads ever since day one. But they are innovators when it comes to new merchandise and stuff. And the air fryers, they're one of the first ones to come out with the air fryers and the ranges. We sell a lot of the air fry ranges. So many of those right now.
if somebody needs, like a commercial grade, living on a farm, it needs a commercial grade. So are you able to get that for them then? or not?
KitchenAid is your top of the line. KitchenAid has your big 36-inch ranges and stuff. Nice and pricey, but they're beautiful. You can get them in bright red, teal, yellow, that big old pop of color, stainless. But yes, Dad absolutely hates delivering those. And anytime, they're so happy.
Is that the day he quits?
That is definitely the day he quits.
So, yeah.
Yes. He had open heart surgery last year, and anytime I ask him to do something he doesn't want to do, he says, "I can't. It's the heart." I'm like, okay. So yes, I
need to go mow a yard today.
Exactly. I can't. It's the heart. If I ask him to do something that he does not want to do, and then I can't force him. I'm like, okay.
It's a good excuse.
It is. It's been working now for almost a year.
What has been so you mentioned all these colors, and you mentioned yellow, and it's football season. So do you have a Packers fan that says, you know what, my kitchen is going? I know Jim's shaking his head. Their kitchen is going Packers and all yellow. What's your most unique deliveries you've done, for color-wise or different things out of the realm or kind of the norm that may be a norm for that other person, but not all of us has popped into your head over 31 years. Do you have one or two?
Doing the front loads and all the colors there for a while.
Yeah, we haven't done a lot of those colors because of the pricey stoves that they have, and so actually we haven't. So we've only sold a few of the regulars, but they're all stainless steel, and they weigh 500 plus pounds.
Oh, geez.
That's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
So that's when the ticker is,
I don't blame you. Yes, I can see why he needs to go sit on the floor then.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
But they had washers and dryers in all the different colors, red and green and blue and everything. And they took once again, they took the colors. It's less expensive for them to manufacture in your standard white and then pick a color, the stainless or the chrome or something. Trying to go all different colors is what can hurt bottom line. It's cheaper
so they
for
kind
them
of
to
pulled those out then basically.
Yeah, and they just added a new color, and I can't even think of what it is. We just got the first one in the other day. It's almost kind of like a deep dark blue. It's really pretty. I like it, but I can't remember the color of it.
I just deliver.
Yep. So, color is coming back. Stainless is getting to be the most sold color. We still sell a lot of white. Some stores don't even carry white. Yeah, because in their areas it's stainless. And so they just don't. We still do. We still sell plenty of just the freezer on tops, fridge on bottom style refrigerators. Some stores really don't even sell hardly any of those, but it's where we're at. We're a farming community. We're not multi-million-dollar houses all over the place. We cater to that farming group, that families and stuff like that. So we still carry. We're still going to sell more top-load laundry than some stores will sell more front-load laundry. We just know what our customers want and need.
Right.
And there's different price points. You can get a top freezer for $500 or $600, and you can also get a top freezer for $1,200. Well, we're going to carry the one that's down here. I'm not going to try to sell the one because they don't care that the shelf does this and that, So we know our customers. We know they're more about the pricing point than fancy features. So I'm going to try to carry that starting in, middle of the line, and then a thing or two up here for the ones who do. But it's all on the website. I can order any of it. We just know what to stock. We stock about 150 appliances on the showroom floor with a couple hundred in back depending on how crazy I got on orders. And right now, I think
we're full.
We had 80 pieces come in last week or 2 weeks ago, and he's like, "Where do you think you're putting all of these?" I'm like, "I'll make room." And then
as I'm at the piano bar singing, and no wonder he wanted you back.
And then 4 days later, another 40 show up, and he's just like, "Oh my God." I'm like, "Can I knock out a wall yet?"
No, that's wonderful. Do you have any questions?
Well, you've been talking about the sort of the appliances and the business end of it, but you guys are also very active in the community. I know in the wintertime you've been a drop-off point for the winter coat. Is it Coats for Kids?
Yep.
So how did you become involved with that?
So we actually started that. My daughter, Alexis, she went to school at Zion Lutheran School, and she was in student council. They had to come up with a community project to do So hers was she was going to collect coats at Zion and give them away at Zion, or take them up to the food bank or something like that. It was just a little thing she was going to do. Well, that turned into the next year she did it, and she did it for 4 years. So then we started taking the coats that she got there, taking them up to the food pantry, standing outside on racks and passing out coats. And then we end up getting like 100 coats that next year, and it's like, okay, we cannot go do this standing outside there. So we contacted like a church or somewhere, and we're like, hey, can we give away coats? Sure. So now it is now built, she's 26, so I don't know, 15 years or so, something like that, that we collect 800,000 coats a year, and
800,000.
800 to 1,000. Clean out the ear. Back there with all the appliances.
With all the
you won't let me
appliances that
knock
she
out
just
a wall.
ordered, that's where they're going.
So now we give away 500, 600, 700 coats in a typical year. We store them at the store, and then in the winter we'll find a place that will let us set them all up. We'll do a big coat giveaway, and then try to do a couple little small ones, and then we load everything back up, bring it up to the store. So yeah, anybody has coats, they're more than welcome to drop them off year long
Really?
up to the appliance store. And yeah,
That's wonderful.
so
when you start handing them out is probably, I mean, we do, like Jim said, we have a cold snap coming next week, but when do you start advertising that for people to start
we don't even start
contacting?
giving them away until it gets cold and stays cold.
Got it.
For some reason, if you plan something and it's not cold or cold enough for a coat,
Yeah.
they don't show up.
They don't,
Let's not pre-plan. But when it starts to get cold and stay cold, sometimes we've had the coat drive in November, sometimes we've had it in December. One year we had it in January, just because it was like
It was a
30s
warm
and 40s in
December,
December. And, we can do all this work set up. I mean, it takes quite a few people. I have so many racks, so many trips in the truck, loading up these, taking them to wherever we're doing it at, that it literally takes me 50, 60 hours just in just a couple of days to do it. And then we set up, nobody shows up because it's not cold enough. But you get them cold, they show up for the coats. Yeah. So I wish we could do it where we set a date every year and they would just show up. But
do you take it for just children's coats, or do you do
men,
adults or
women's,
anybody?
children's, yep. Hats, gloves, scarves, anything cold weather related.
And it doesn't have to be brand new, as long as it's nicely laundered and ready to go on somebody's body, obviously.
Yep.
So, anyway.
Yep.
That's wonderful. I forgot about the coat drive that you're going to be having.
We've been giving away so many coats in the last 15 years. But yeah, it started with my daughter.
That's wonderful. Well, Ron and Carie, we greatly appreciate you. I mean, the McEntire family is a wonderful family. Folks, if you don't know them, stop by the store. You want to tell folks where is the store located at and the phone number?
403 Broadway Street in Lincoln, Illinois, 217-732-4874.
Like I said, you guys have been a lifelong, to me, staple of the community. You guys give back, and again, special shout out to your granddaughter down there with everybody else, with first responders, linemen, so thank you. Wonderful family. Folks, that does it for our time here on Viewpoint on 96.3. The Lord and weather willing, we'll be back next week.
This live video stream is made possible in part by WLCN's live stream technology sponsor, Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, and online at merealty.com. The preceding program is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com.